Good afternoon from Bangladesh. Welcome to the Gobeshona Global Conference 2. It's the second time we are actually performing this session virtually as COVID pandemic is still continuing here. But we hope that the pandemic would be overcome and we will meet all together in the Gobeshona platform in Dhaka or closest area of this Dhaka. So it's a day 4 of Gobeshona platform. Thank you very much, Dr. Alimulhaq, as well as the ICAR altogether, International Center for Climate Change and Development. And thank you very much for accommodating our session, promoting interactive climate learning, establishment of climate center in Bangladesh. I'm very privileged to welcome all of you all over the world to our session, and good day for all of you. We have 2 platforms actually. The main conference is conducting in the HOBA platform. It's a 24/7. So the session will be recorded and it will be continuing. You can watch, you can be connected with us, and you can also, if you have any comments, you can take all the leads from here. Same way, we have a corresponding Zoom link. So we have found already 35 participants are already joining to this session. And you will have the queries, comments. So we will take the comments, queries in the HOBA platform as well as the Zoom links here. So I am taking opportunity to bring our Executive Director, Ms. Juliet Malakar. She is Executive Director, Christian Commission for Development, CCDB. Ma'am, please give your welcome speech for today's CCDB session.
Thank you, Hassan. And thank you, everybody. Dear distinguished guests, good afternoon from Bangladesh. And this is an honor to welcome you all in today's session in Gobeshona Global Conference. As Hassan was telling, this session will majorly, particularly focus on CCDB Climate Center, as well as launching online climate portal as part of our climate program in Bangladesh. This event is very vital for all of us because climate change is a burning issue for all over the world, and particularly country like Bangladesh, which is one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. And for us, this is no longer an environmental issue. This is a matter of our survival. Having said that, the country also has showed her leadership in disaster preparedness, disaster management, community resilience building to climate change, and recognizing the adverse impact of climate change, which are actually undercutting some of our very hard-won human development gains. Bangladesh has already taken strides on adaptation planning over the last decade. And we are very excited to talk about CCDB Climate Center, which is very soon going to be the knowledge hub, aiming to become a regional hub for knowledge generation, dissemination, partnership in a climate-friendly environment and for a resilient future. And this place will be a learning space for a wide range of visitors, stakeholders, researchers, policymakers, and for everyone, from educational perspective and from learning perspective. At the same time, I'm also excited to talk about our climate knowledge portal, which also would be an excellent interactive platform for sharing, exchanging, disseminating climate-related data and tools with our researchers, stakeholders, policymakers, students. I'm very happy to welcome you all again here, and my team will take you on a very detailed trip within moments on Climate Center and on our climate portal. I hope you enjoy the session, and I wish you all the best and for this Gobeshona Global Conference. Thank you very much, Hassan, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Juliet. Thank you very much for your very encouraging comments for all of us. And definitely Climate Center, CCDB Climate Center is our dream project. We are working hard to promote a common platform, not only for Bangladesh, just beyond Bangladesh. It could be a common platform, South Asia, common North, South, North, all together. And definitely we believe that center would be an excellent platform for all over the world, as well as the many organizations. CCDB is a journey for 49 years in Bangladesh. They have been working for the poverty reduction, climate change, women empowerment, climate justice, disaster response. So many areas we are working here in Bangladesh. This particular Gobeshona conference, actually, we will conduct this session into 3 segments. The first segment is for CCDB Climate Center, a climate hub in Bangladesh. Number 2, one of the flagship program of Climate Center is capacity building. So the innovative learning approach and opportunities for all target groups. And very exciting feature of today's program, we will be inaugurating our climate knowledge portal, a showcase of climate change resources, solutions, data, and finance information in one digital library. And definitely my colleague Sanjida would provide the link very soon. So definitely you will have the chance to see, explore informations, data, or your stories all together. Definitely more exciting items is coming very soon. Now I would request to one of my colleague, Ashrafuzzaman Khan. He is a manager, Mitigation Technology, Climate Change Program, CCDB. Ashraf has been working in CCDB in 2018, and he is one of our key backbone of this climate center. Ashraf would present promoting interactive climate learning, establishment of climate center in Bangladesh. Ashraf, floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ashraf, please carry on.
Good afternoon from Bangladesh, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhammad Ashrafuzzaman Khan. I am working as a manager of mitigation technology at CCDB Climate Center. Now I am going to present the establishment of Climate Center in Bangladesh, what is aiming promoting interactive climate learning. First of all, I want to say something about CCDB. CCDB is working from 1973. And this CCDB is working with about 100,000. CCDB's climate change program is establishing at 2009 by Coastal Climate Resilient Infrastructure Project. Then it operates different type of project in different time. Its major projects are is a climate that is called Lighthouse Project, and we have new reduction. And at 2016, we because to finding the solution to address climate change induced challenges. So from 2016, we are working with the climate park, and at 2018, the whole program with research, capacity building, community resilience building, the climate park are in one umbrella. Actually, the program has 4 sections, the 4 wings. First one is the community resilience building, then the greenhouse gas emission reduction, then research advocacy and capacity building wing, and final the this is the working approach or strategy of this program. Actually, our aims is accelerated innovation and generate knowledge through action-oriented research, capacity development, advocacy, partnership, networking with different type of organization. We are going to integrate a web-based climate knowledge portal, and we are promoting climate smart technologies, demonstrate different type of adaptation and mitigation approaches in the whole country and beyond, and environment with different stakeholders. Actually,
Ashraf, sorry to just, would you please switch off your video? Might be bandwidth is a bit less, and just speak loudly, because might be your microphone is not functioning properly.
Okay, is it now okay?
Please carry on.
Climate Center, its area is. The goal of our center is strengthen development, and we are working that. Actually, what the needs of at the stage of our came to realize that there are many gaps. Change, then we have the lack of single solution hub to get the about the technologies. There are lack also the action research at local level, as the poor people are the most vulnerable climate change impact. So they have different type of, they need the interactive learning. All issues we are going, we planned, established a climate center. Our climate center has three segments. One is climate park. Another one is organic food product. Total area is 22 hectares near Dhaka. Different stakeholders. Community, because they are the most affected for climate change. Less students, children, researchers, also for the general people. Our functions Climate Center offers. We are offering research partnership with
Ashraf, sorry to interrupt you. As my audience are not listening properly, so we are sharing the slide from here, my panel, and then you can talk. Okay.
Okay.
Nazmul, Ashraf, please switch off your screen share. Nazmul, open the screen. Sorry for some low bandwidth here and some technical difficulties that actually we have to consider during this Zoom conversation. So we are taking care these presentations from our end, and Ashraf would present. Najmul, share the screen and just go to the slide there. And Ashraf, just say one after one.
Ashraf, can you see?
Yes, I see. Actually, Climate Center offers different type of functions. First of all, we are universities. We offering we program climate technology. Adaptation and mitigation is a major part of our. We hosting different type of audio visual learning regularly. Constructed a green building that low carbon emission have already tried to generate from different type of renewable energy sources development, and we have very unique education, especially for children, and agritourism, and we have very next slide. This is Landis climate park.
Ashraf, sorry to interrupt you. That sound is not clear from your end. Sorry. So I'm taking care. I'm just take over the presentations from your side, my friend. So definitely, if I Did any mistake? Just let me know. Otherwise, so I can just take over and presentation. Sorry, my all of our respected participants, we are facing some difficulties. So I am taking here this presentation as it's our project. So I'm now from the moderator to the presenter, as my friend Ashraf is facing problem from his side. Nazmul, please also just put it here, this share slide. So Climate Park has actually several zones. If you look at this ecological zone of Bangladesh, we have a coastal zone, we have a hill zone, we have a forest zone, we have a lowland, swampland. So if you see the Bangladesh, do you hear me clearly, Najmul? Yeah. Okay, so if you look at the Bangladesh, all the main ecological zone has been demonstrated in this climate park. So one after one, you can see. Next slide, please. Next one. So this is one of the zone we call coastal zone. That is the southern part of Bangladesh. This is the low moisture zone. That means some drought area. If you look at this Bangladesh map, mainly northwestern corner are facing the desertification features. Next one, and this is the hill zone here. We can see it here. Next one, and we have a chort zone. This is some sandy beach, you can see that, and over there we have a Haur basin that is more depressed land. Northeastern corner, there are area of this Haur basin. Next slide, please. So in these different climate zones has been demonstrated in our climate park. Here you can see a couple of drone pictures has been taken. For example, the topmost, the left corner is a coastal zone. You can see the southern belt. We have a largest mangrove forest in Sundarban, and CCDB has a project area. CCDB has been working last 10 years in the coastal belt, especially the Shapkhira district of Bagirhat and district of Borguna, where the cyclone Cedar and Ayla hit in 2007 and 2009. Next one, you can see that drought zone here, and same way you can see the chort zone. That's the sandy sand you can see there. Floodplain area also there, and Haur basin you can see there's some depressed land that is actually located in the mid and north eastern corner of Bangladesh. So in such a way, different climate zone has been demonstrated in the climate center park. Okay, next one. So if you go there, you can see that for combat the climate change, we have adaptation technologies, we have mitigation technologies. We have already demonstrated there are 32 adaptation technologies. You can see there that agroforestry, drought-tolerant crops, several cropping patterns, floating garden. 3 pictures we have given here: sack gardening, vertical agriculture, because coastal area, saline nutrition is very common, and definitely tidal waters come in many houses. So how they can cultivate and how they can grow their vegetation. So these are a couple of techniques the people, local community in the coastal belt have adopted. A floating vegetable garden, Bangladesh has demonstrated widely it's a floating vegetable garden in case of the waterlogged area. Next slide, please. So these are more couple of adaptation technologies. You can find it here. We have developed some hydroponics, floating rice cultivation has been demonstrated there. Rainwater harvesting in the coastal belt here. You can see that every houses, most of the houses, you can find that people are getting water from the rain, and they store in the tank as well as some pond, because they use for the water for the drinking purpose as well as the irrigation. And some turtle pump is also there. So a couple of pictures you have seen here. When you go to this climate center, you will see and you can get experience in the first hand. Next slide, please. So more adaptation technologies you can see there, the vermicomposting, integrated farming is one of the prominent agriculture practice here in Bangladesh. Some hydroponic gases, because where there is no good saline water intrusion is happening there. So you cannot produce the grass in normal way. So less number of cattle you can find there. One of the techniques to grow that is the hydroponic grass. Next slide, please. So apart from these adaptation technologies, we have a more mitigation technologies. Around 38 mitigation technologies has been demonstrated there, and definitely all over the world, who my friends are listening us, you will have the chance to provide your technologies to our park. So this is a common hub, this is a common platform where actually we will share our technologies, we'll disseminate our technologies all together. The best technologies for Bangladesh might be helpful for other areas. Your technology might be helpful some areas in Bangladesh. So in such a way, we are developing this climate center. It's not only for CCDB, it's for all. So here you can see a couple of listers of these mitigation technologies that actually we have already installed in this CCDB climate center. Nazmul, next slide. So a couple of pictures you can see. CCDB has already installed a windmill there. The rated power is 5 kilowatt. We have a floating solar panels. We have a climate center that is one of the very prominent LEED certified. The whole roof has been installed with the solar power. We have a biogas plant. We have a water boiling system through the solar. So several ways we have demonstrated that how we can use the solar, how we can use the wind. So this is a very good, and especially we have one of the weather stations there. Bangladesh Meteorological Department has accredited that center. So we have this information about the rainfall, temperature, humidity all together at the exact location point that actually Ashraf has demonstrated a couple of minutes ago. Next slide, please. So Climate Learning Center is going to be one of the prominent centers in Bangladesh. We have a LEED certified green building we have already constructed there. The whole learning center is very energy efficient. We want to provide electricity from the renewable energy sources, and you'll be happy to hear that Bangladesh has a renewable energy policy that 10% electricity Bangladesh will produce from the renewable energy, and the whole climate learning center would be low carbon efficient. We have excellent training facilities, hosting events like workshops, seminars can be, and we believe that last time Alimulhaq mentioned that might be Gobeshona conference would be held in some days in our CCDB Climate Learning Center. We have facilities of the exhibition, library and children corner are very much available in this center. Next slide, please. So we have demonstrated there are many climate resilient house, and especially we have a very good collaboration with many government organizations. For example, the government state-owned organization, House Building Research Institute. So we have developed some climate resilient house that can be compatible in the coastal zone, that can be compatible in the floodplain area. So we have developed together and we have demonstrated in for example, the top picture, it is this house actually used in the coastal area. In the below the left corner, that house actually used in the shoreland and where the flood is a very common. So in many ways, this center is developing some demonstration to combat climate change. Next slide. So another one, we have developed some interventions along with Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Agriculture University, one of the leading universities in Bangladesh. So they have some very good cropping patterns. So we have demonstrated in our center, because if you even go to this coastal belt, that actually will have the chance to hear about a community voice from the coastal. They will also talk about that, how their life has been changed through the cropping pattern. Next slide. So Bangladesh Forest Research Institute, we have a very good collaboration with them. In our center, plantation has been developed with this collaboration with Bangladesh Forest Research Institute. It's a state-owned organization. So they have suggested us, they have guided us that which plant can be planted in which particular ecological zone of our climate center. Next slide, please. Next slide, Nazmul. Another example, Bangladesh State-Owned Research Institute, they have also suggested in several ways, especially for developing mitigation technologies together. Next slide. So apart from this demonstration, CCDB Climate Center is going to be one of the knowledge hub. So we are developing research collaboration. For example, Bangladesh Agriculture University, if I don't mistake, one of our Professor Asaduzzaman Sharkar, he is a professor from Agriculture Extension Department, is one of the renowned professors. So I understand that he's participating today to our session. So here you can see in the coastal belt where CCDB is working last 10 years, where's the solutions they need and how the people confronted climate change. So we want to do this research, and definitely end of the day, we want to bring this information as a evidence to the policymakers and to this government, because at the end of the day, they can disseminate all this information each and every corners of Bangladesh. Next slide. So apart from this climate park, definitely we'll do a climate campus in very coming areas, very coming years. Main features would be this climate campus is that eco-friendly campus. It's a green living environment. As I mentioned before, that we'll go for the net zero emission and LEED certified green buildings here. Training and workshop facilities would be provided. Many organizations are trying to working here. So that space would be very good for them. Eco cottage and dormitory would be provided for the students, researchers who will come from abroad. And definitely, apart from all these facilities, recreation facilities would be available there. Next slide. And you'll have the chance to experience organic food productions, to see this organic food production and agritourism. So you'll have, if you like to take some foods from there, when you roam the My Climate Center, definitely that would be a very good notion to you. Another one, as part of this collaboration of this climate center, and here you can see many organizations, we have tried to be connected, many research institutes, a think tank, universities, and I believe that after today's sessions, that slide would be equipped with more logos from your organizations. And we believe that we'll have the chance to make collaboration who are listening to us. Next one, please. And so this is a couple of information that how CCDB is working. CCDB has been part of the UNFCCC, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, as well as CCDB is a member of the Climate Technology Center Network that is under the UNFCCC. In such a way, CCDB is trying to be collaboration with many national and international organizations for disseminations, for sharing this information. Might be I have to wrap up very soon because I'm running out of time. Let's go to the next slide. And definitely, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to, not me, all together who are listening to us, my friends, all our trusted partners. We are waiting to open this climate center, one of the part that's the climate park, end of this year, October 2022. And definitely who are joining today, you will get invitation from us. And definitely, we will be happy to welcome all of you in Bangladesh at Gazipur at CCDB Climate Center. Next slide, please. And now I'm taking opportunity to share a short video of the Climate Center. That will be good for more rather than listening to me. So Nazmul, please run this video. Nazmul, please share the sound. Okay, fine. Okay, listen.
In recent times, climate change is one of the frightening threats for human civilization. Bangladesh is one of the worst victims of climate impacts. Extreme weather events like cyclones and floods are frequently devastating the life and livelihood of poor, vulnerable communities living in the low-lying deltaic country. The world is struggling to keep the global temperature well below 1.5 degrees Celsius.
So we have taken our own steps with our very humble way.
CCDB is also contributing by establishing an innovative center to strengthen climate resilience. The center is equipped to demonstrate different ecological landscape. The coastal zone, representing the vast southern zone, mimicking the northwest and central terrace landscape. The hill zone, modeling hill tracts landscape. The Howard zone, resembling the northeastern side, and Chor zone, illustrating the shifting sandbars of the deltaic riverine landscape of Bangladesh. The Learning Center has been developed for spurring innovation, capacity development, and knowledge dissemination. It is a one-stop solution point to learn about climate technologies.
And it can be an opportunity for people within Bangladesh, from all parts of Bangladesh, to come and see the different kinds of climate change related technologies, both adaptation as well as mitigation. and for international visitors coming to Bangladesh to learn from the experience in Bangladesh.
The center is providing unique services like combining research with universities and research institutions, offering internship and overseas education, technology demonstration.
Bangladesh has been exceptionally vulnerable to climate change and suffering from different climate change related negative events since years. Recognizing this, Christian Commission for Development in Bangladesh, CCDB, has taken its climate change program to support community to deal with these events. Climate Center is one of these approaches to serve from local to global stakeholders. I hope the entire humanity will be benefited from this great endeavor.
The center also aims to accommodate training, workshops, and seminars. It will provide low carbon solutions, knowledge sharing, and an interactive learning platform for children.
Whenever I come here, I see so much vision, I see people driven by inspiration, and I see a work going on which is driven by the demand coming from the community, which is then reflected in a very innovative way.
The upcoming attractions of the center are Climate Campus, Amphitheatre, Zonal Hub, and Broad Walk will provide an unprecedented experience to an audience. It will be a center of excellence for the South Asian region, which will contribute to the global goal of adaptation and mitigation under the Paris Agreement. You are cordially invited to visit CCDB Climate Center.
Najmul, thank you very much. Take our sincere apology if there is any problem of the videos or something. But however, definitely you will get all this information, all today's presentation and videos together to your email that actually you have registered in here, as well as in the main conference platform HOVA. In HOVA, all the information will be kept for next couple of days as well. So definitely you can register in this HOVA and participate many more programs that would be conducting in the next couple of days as well. So here, actually, I have already started to get these questions or comments, and please, we'll be so happy to give more information, or definitely if you have a very kind feedback or comments, definitely use the chat box, and definitely later on, I would open the floor to more discuss. But in the HOVA platform, I have got one or two questions. If Ashraf, your sound is good now, just give a one or two questions, because I have found one or two questions in the HOVA.
Yes,
Ashraf, do you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you. HOVA. So Ashraf, one of the questions has come that, is the center open for all types of students or only for the agriculture or environmental studies students? This is
no.
the number one question. This is the number one question. And next one is that, may a group of students visit the center? Is there any discounted offer for student group? Ashraf.
Okay, first of all, I want to answer your first question. Yes, this center will be open for different type of students groups, primary level, secondary level, college, university. We have different type of learning tools or different type of learning approaches for different type of students. We are welcoming all type of students because we believe that students are the next generation. If we educated students properly, they will be that generation will be educated about climate change, and they can make the combat against the climate change impact. And second question is, yes, We have a discount option for students, as well as we are going to inaugurate this park from October. We are welcoming all type of students group. We must try to give some discounts, especially for the students. If any school or any college, university group want to came for educational tour, we are welcoming all them with a discount rate. Thank you.
Okay, Ashraf, thank you very much for your feedbacks here. Now I would invite Mr. Thomas Hitch. Thomas Hitch is a very good friend and our trusted friend for the long time. Thomas is Executive Director, Climate and Development Advice, Germany. Thomas, welcome to our sessions today in Gobeshona conference platform here in Dhaka. Virtually, actually, we are demonstrating and just conducting this session. Would you tell us about you have seen the Climate Center. So would you tell us about the possible opportunities for the international communities and how the many stakeholders abroad Bangladesh, so how they can be engaged with this Climate Center?
Sure. Thank you very much, Hassan. Thanks to you, Ashraf. Thanks to all the team of CCDB for having me for that important event. And yes, I'm happy to share some personal comments. Which role this place, this exciting place, in my view, will get in a not too far away future. I would like to put what we have heard a little bit into a broader perspective. As you all know, less than a month ago, the second part of the sixth assessment report of the IPCC on climate change, adaptation, vulnerability, and impact has been published. And on Monday next week, the next part of that sixth assessment report on climate change mitigation will be published. And I think that center will play an important role to address all the challenges that are being shown by the international scientific community, which is very clear in its messages that climate change is posing a really, really great threat to all of us, but in particularly to vulnerable people, and that it is high time to switch to a completely different mode how to deal with climate change. And according to my view, that center is taking up that challenge. Number one, it has a clear-cut focus on most vulnerable communities. And by addressing their needs and showing solutions for them how to deal with climate change, in a way, it helps to bring climate justice to these people. Climate resilient pathways, according to the IPCC, are now a prerequisite to allow us to achieve the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. And the center is addressing these pathways by showing solutions. It's solutions focused. And it's not only dealing with single solutions, but it clearly shows a package of solutions that is appropriate for different contexts in different ecological zones. So that is, in view of scientists, a transformational, a systemic approach to achieve climate resilience and not any longer only incremental action. And that is very much important. And I'm pretty sure that other people, other institutions, not only inside, but also outside Bangladesh can benefit from that. Thirdly, the how of this approach chosen by the center, as you have explained, is very much important because it brings together different stakeholders. It brings stakeholders not only together, but also it brings them into cooperative action. Researchers, development practitioners, policymakers, businesses, communities, school classes, all the different stakeholders. And that is what the IPCC is asking us switch to a whole of society approach to tackle climate change in an appropriate way. In this way, that center is, according to my view, a climate solutions knowledge dissemination hub nationally, but also regionally, and in the end of the way, maybe globally. And it brings together different streams. It mobilizes local knowledge. Most of the solutions you are showing are tested on the ground. They are not developed here, but they were developed in communities of good practice. But it's not ending here. As important local knowledge is, and that is another key message from the IPCC, local knowledge is not enough. Adaptation should be locally led, but you need to merge local knowledge with climate science, climate data, and technologies. And that is happening here, and it's happening and it's showcased in the different ecological zones. So in a quite natural and also in a quite cultural context. And I think that makes it important, and that can lead to enhanced capacity of the school classes you will receive, but also of community people living nearby. And we see how interested they are in that center, but also of development practitioners and many other stakeholder groups. In terms of regional cooperation, and that for me is South Asia cooperation, I think that center has a good chance to become a regional knowledge dissemination hub. Because what is tested and shown and trained here is, in the end of the day, how the typical rural village, which is so typical for South Asia, much more than 50% of all the people in South Asia still live in the countryside. They live in these small villages. And you show here how these small villages can switch to more resilient pathways, enabling them to also make a life in dignity in future in a much more climate constrained world than we are facing now. And in that regard, I think there is a lot of opportunity for South knowledge exchange. But I would even make the next step and would say that center has something to offer that is very interesting beyond the borders of South Asia, and vice versa. Of course, the center needs cooperation and constant input from all parts of the world. And I would see this center as becoming part of a growing family of climate visitor centers. And we have already established contacts with some of them in Germany, in the UK, in other places. But it also, I guess, will become part of a growing community of good practitioners working on climate resilience building, but also on renewable energy solutions. And I've seen in the list of Zoom participants many dear colleagues from South Asia, from Southeast Asia, from Lutheran World Federation. They are all now listening to us, and they work on similar projects. And I think that Knowledge Hub should use the opportunity to become a common platform for all of you. And then it will bring even much more potential for scaling up solutions and steepening the learning curve. And that is what is needed. No one needs to reinvent the wheel on his or her own. And last but not least, I believe that it is very much important to also use this center as a platform to work together with knowledge providers, and that is small startups providing exciting solutions so that really the best in class approaches can be tested and disseminated here. Thank you very much for having listened to me, and I wish you very good luck with that center and also the other two components you're going to present now as additional pillars of the climate unit's work. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much for your some very good articulation. Especially, it's not my mind that especially definitely this center would be a solution provider for the one of the most vulnerable communities that actually we have been working last 1 decade. And no doubt, it would have the chance to be a common hub in the South Asian region and in connection with the practitioners, academicians, as well as the policymakers to some extent, definitely. So because you know that we have some gaps between these academicians, policymakers, and practitioners. So we believe that to some extent, this center would be a common area to work off together. Now, I wanted to bring Dr. Alimulhaq now just after Thomas, but fact is that Salim sir has another session alongside with my session here. He's now talking in another session. So, however, Salim sir has given a video message to us because I asked him that Salim sir was one of our advisors in our advisory panels of this climate center, and he has been working, given suggestions many times when we need. Actually, he is our teacher. So how can the wide ranges of stakeholders, practitioners, schools, or universities be engaged to this climate center? So Salim sir has given answer to us. Nazmul, please.
Hello, I'm Alimulhaq. I'm Director of the International Center for Climate Change and Development at the Independent University Bangladesh. And my center are the organizers of this Gobeshona conference. This is the second global Gobeshona conference on locally led adaptation and resilience. And I'm very pleased to be with you, not in person, but on video because I have other sessions to attend as well. But I'm very pleased to see that CCDB, with whom we have been collaborating and working for many years now, and who have been taking the issue of climate change, particularly locally led adaptation to climate change, very seriously, and have invested heavily in developing capacity at the local level, their own capacity, as well as the capacity of the local organizations, local NGOs, local communities. For many years now, they have a very nice training program that they run every year that I participate in when I can. And they have now developed a very interesting new phenomena. They have a park, a climate change park that they have already started designing and which will be opened formally later this year. The construction work was held back by the COVID restrictions, but they are now back in gear. And I visited the park several times while it was under construction, and it's a very, very nice design. It has all the different ecosystems in Bangladesh represented and the kinds of adaptations that are being done. It's a very, very nice location for school kids to just go and visit, to get an idea about climate change and how it's affecting the country. But more importantly, for researchers and postgraduates to go and do further research in, try new technologies, test them out, and so it can become a living laboratory in future. And they'll also have training facilities there for doing workshops and trainings. They will have a auditorium and also over time living accommodation for people to stay for multi-day workshops and events as well. So I look forward to CCDB finally opening the venue to the public, and hope to be there when they do that and to continue the journey with them going forward.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hawk. And what Dr. Hawk told and Thomas told us together, actually, this center would have the chance to be a learning hub together. And definitely, I got one of the comment from Mr. Ridwan, Petrosa, Indonesia. He mentioned that it is very interested to learn how climate center give a big impact to many stakeholders to create a social movement for adaptation and mitigation action in dealing with climate change impact. Thank you very much, Mr. Redwan, for your nice comments here. Christian, sorry to say that might be you mentioned that the sound is too low. I assume that the video sound of the Dr. Salim was to some extent was low, but definitely we'll take care of this issue. And when we'll upload this video on the Google Drive, we'll take care of what you have suggested. Okay, now I have to go to my next colleague, Mr. Abdul Alim Sheikh. He is my colleague manager, capacity building in climate change program here, as well as another of my colleagues put together, Moshumi Haldar, senior capacity building officer on behalf of both team. Alim will present the CCDB Climate Center capacity building program as part of climate knowledge dissemination. Alim, please.
Thank you, Hassan bhai. Can you hear me all? Okay, thank you, Hassan bhai, for giving me the opportunity to talk about the CCDB capacity building initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Abdul Alim, working as a manager capacity building program. Welcome to my presentation. As part of the initiative of Climate Center, capacity building program is a vital component for climate knowledge dissemination. We have okay. Can you hear? Okay. Yes, we have seen several gaps in capacity building area in Bangladesh and worldwide. As you all of the older people know that Bangladesh is the most victim countries and the least responsible for climate change area and the less capable to adjust with the impacts. So we found the lack of the gaps in proper knowledge, skills, advanced technology, and sometimes the ability to use the existing knowledge under the changing condition. So most of the national level NGOs, INGOs, early careers, they want to know, they want to learn about the climate change impact management. That means the climate, how we can adjust with the climate change adverse impact. So we also found that in the local level, the community level, they want to know, they want to learn about the practical solution about the, against the climate change impacts. So capacity building has got the importance in several national and international policies and plans. For some points I have just mentioned here, UNFCCC have the great emphasis on a strong focus on institutional capacity building, and also they mentioned that special attention to the specific needs of the least developed countries. In the Paris Agreement, we all know that it has been accepted in 2015. They also emphasize on the capacity building support in developing countries. All of the international participants to know that Bangladesh is drafting national adaptation plan, and in their national adaptation there is a goal number 6, that is ensure transformative capacity building for adaptation. And in Bangladesh climate change strategic action plan, there is a plan number 6. They are highly emphasizing on the capacity building of and institutional strengthening to enhance the capacity of the governments and agencies, and also they are influences the community people. So we all found the importance from the plan, policies plan, and from the people. And after realizing these, CCDB has set objective to address these issues that we want to work with to reduce the gap. The objective is that to enhance the capacity of local, national, and international climate change practitioners, young professionals, implementers, and regulators, including community people, to achieve a more climate resilient society. Just to see after see our mindset, we have conducted TNA in 2015. Then we have designed and implemented a training program on climate change issues. After that, we again conducted training need assessment in 2019 and 20. We found the several areas that people are demanding on their capacity, to increase their capacity. We found that most of the people wants to increase their capacity in the climate change impacts, policies and actions. They also feel their enhance their capacity in the community-based adaptation and so on in their region. When we are conducting, we found that we are conducting to the state of participant, that we receive the information from the government employees, international NGOs, national NGOs, civil community people, civil leaders, journalists, teachers, researchers. And so we have tried to cover all the sector who have been impacted with the climate change. So we found their specific demand in their specific area. So here is some example of their demand. After doing this, we just trying ourselves in a way that how we can make it very interactive training, and people will get in a practical oriented. So we try to make it the practical oriented, and also we try to bring the climate champions in our training program. I also have a very special area that we will take them to the climate hotspot and area, so that people can feel their present scenario, how they can cope with this impacts. So and for just doing the training need assessment and setting our goal and methodology, we have started to conduct 3 types of training. So we have a flagship training already. Hassan Bhai mentioned that we have a flagship training. We have conducted this training from 2015. We have certified training. We have a tailor-made training. So our team is providing on climate change issues. Here we just to inform you that we have a resource pool. We are delivering our climate knowledge and share our knowledge with the external participants. That means the different professions are also for the CCDB target beneficiaries. So our target participant, we have just divided our participants into. So there is a opportunity to take the receive the training from the external professionals, like young professionals, national, international professionals. Already they have received our training in from the flagship training and other tailor-made training. So we have designed our training in a way, and we have conducted those training mainly flagship training with the collaborative with the public university of like Institute of Disaster Management and Vulnerability Studies, University of Dhaka, Environmental Science Department, Jahangirnagar University, Bangladesh Agriculture University Extension Center, and Climate and Development Advice. I already several times share with you that we have a flagship training. Yes, we have a flagship with the focus of adaptation and mitigation. We after the first year we have started our conducted this training from 2015. This is a 6-month long training. We have primarily, then we have several times revised it. Now we have planned 15 days for over the 4 months. This here the different stakeholders have been engaged with our training. So they are when we have received the feedback, they positively recommended this. But after realization this that okay, we are formally taking the seeing the impact, what is actually impacted in the community, what we are dreaming for, that see the resilience community. For this, we are just doing our training impact assessment, and we found that more than 50% participants said this is that very extremely necessary, and more than 70% participants said this is extremely effective training. And they also contributed this training there in their life in several areas, some of the project proposal writing, some report writing, and research also. Most importantly, they are using their knowledge in the community people for the strategic plan and for community resilience, awareness raising, and advocacy at community level, and so on areas. And finally, most importantly, we found that most of the participants mentioned that they have sensitized themselves towards the climate change activities. Here is some snapshot that how participants are using their knowledge in their own sector. They just give their comments over the training impact assessment areas. Finally, here at the training program we are designing for upcoming days 2020 to 2030. You will find here our flagship training, climate change impacts, policies and actions. You will get many more training from here. You will also find that tailor-made training opportunities from our side, and from our side there is a very important training our community people can receive. That is hands-on training on adaptation and mitigation, and this training will be happen in the climate center, and participants will get themselves in a full day full way so that they can receive and they can just implement their received knowledge in their vulnerable area. So this is all about from my side. Thank you. If you have any queries and any suggestion, I am ready to welcome you to answer that. Thank you, Hassan Bhai. Over to you.
Thank you, Alim, for your. Do you hear me?
Yes, Hassan Bhai.
Okay, great. Just mute this microphone. Okay, thank you very much for all of your nice information regarding this training, and it's very interesting to see the impact assessment that actually have done, who actually got the trainings for the last 5 to 6 years, as well as you have done a very good job in the training this assessment, which training actually required for Bangladesh, and definitely was a good idea to show which type of training we're going to provide, because I have got some queries or questions about what is the training actually you are going to provide in very soon, as well as how about the customized training. Definitely, I would get back to you with a couple of more questions regarding you. End of the time, I want to see the chat box where actually we got some very good, what's called good feedbacks that and how people can be engaged in this climate center leaders. One of our prominent NGOs mentioned that it's a very interesting session with very good presentations, videos. We would love to visit and work together. Thank you very much, leaders, and thank you, Pamela, that you have to leave from these sessions now. But thank you very much for your encouraging words to us. Now I have to connect one of the local voice. When you talk about the climate change, when we talk about the disaster management, many things might happen. But when the cyclone, one of the cyclone category, like category 3 to 4, hit the cyclone Sidor hit the coastal belt Pathurghata, or cyclone Ayla hit the area of coastal belt of Satkhira, it was devastating situation there. Many people had been killed. Many areas has been just destroyed, but people have again returned back, built back better. And one of my now participant here, actually you can see here, Mr. Abdul Rahim, who has been living in one of the coastal village called Podda village at Pathurghata sub-district of Borguna district, one of the most vulnerable area to climate change, that they are the real hero. We have Abdul Rahim Bhai with me, And definitely, I'm going to ask Abdul Rahim Bhai about the, Alim was talking about the training at national level, training at as well as local level, but how that training actually has positive impact in their life and livelihood, and what's the necessity of the training in this community people, local community, because I know that Rahim Bhai is not only got the training, he is also a trainer to some extent in his village. So I'm going to ask this question to Rahim Bhai. Rahim Bhai, অনেক ধন্যবাদ, আপনি পাথরঘাটা থেকে যুক্ত হয়েছেন 340 কিলোমিটার। আমি যেখানে ঢাকায় বসে আছি, আপনি বসে আছেন 340 কিলোমিটার দূরে। রহিম ভাই, আমরা জানি যে সেই সিডোরে আপনার জীবনে অনেক ধাক্কা এসেছে, আপনারা মাথা তুলে দাঁড়িয়েছেন, আপনি নিচে অনেক ট্রেনিংও পেয়েছেন, আবার এখন অনেক মানুষের ট্রেনিংও দেন। আমাদেরকে একটু যদি বলতেন যে এই যে বিভিন্ন রকম, এই যে বিভিন্ন স্থানীয় পর্যায়ে ট্রেনিং গুলো দেওয়া হয়, আসলে আপনাদের কতটা কাজে লাগে এবং এই জাতীয় ট্রেনিং এর প্রয়োজনীয়তা কতটুকু, যদি একটু আমাদের যারা অংশগ্রহণকারী আজকের অনুষ্ঠানে তাদের জন্য যদি কিছু বলতেন। রহিম ভাই।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, ধন্যবাদ হাসান ভাই আমাকে আজকের এই আপনাদের সাথে কথা বলার সুযোগ দেওয়ার জন্য। তো আমাদের পাথরঘাটা উপজেলায় একদম সাগরে, বঙ্গোপসাগর মোহনা, ওখানে আমরা একদম ছিটরমুখী এবং আয়লা, মহসিন, এই গেল 2 বছর আগে বা এই গেল বছরেও আমাদের আমফান, ফণি, এইসব মানে প্রতি বছরে কয়েকবার এরকম দুর্যোগ আসে। তার ভিতরে আমাদের দুর্যোগের সাথে মোকাবেলা করে এখানে থাকতে হয়। সেক্ষেত্রে আমাদের লবণাক্ততা, ঘূর্ণিঝড়, জলোচ্ছ্বাস, নদী ভাঙ্গন, বেড়িবাঁধ, এই সব মিলিয়ে আমাদের ওখানে আমরা বসবাস করি। তো আমরা আসলে আমাদের জমি, পতিত জমি পড়ে থাকতো, শুধু সিজনে একবারই আমন ধানের ফসল দিতাম, আর কোনো জমিতে কিছু ফসল থাকতো না, সারা বছর ফাঁকা থাকতো। তো আমরা ট্রেনিং পেয়ে ওই জমিগুলো কাজে লাগাইতে পারতেছি এবং আমরা জমিগুলোতে 2 ফসলের আওতায় আনতে পেরেছি এবং লবণ সহিষ্ণু যে জাত লবণ মাটিতে হয়, যেমন সূর্যমুখী, ভুট্টা, মুগ ডাল, মিষ্টি আলু, এইসব যে লবণ সহনশীল যে জাতগুলো আছে, এগুলো আমরা ট্রেনিং পেয়ে এই জাতগুলো চিনতে পেরেছি এবং এই জাতের চাষাবাদ করতে পেরেছি। এতে আমরা ট্রেনিং পেয়ে 100% আমরা উপকৃত হয়েছি।
ও আচ্ছা, আপনারা কি নিয়মিত ট্রেনিং পান বিভিন্ন প্রতিষ্ঠান থেকে, কাদের কাছ থেকে ট্রেনিং পান?
আমরা 2012 সাল থেকে শুরুতে আমরা সিসিডিবি থেকে ট্রেনিং পেয়েছি। এই সিসিডিবি থেকে আমরা মানে সিসিডিবি হাত ধরে ধরে আমরা একটু করে আগাইছি। এখন আমরা বিভিন্ন প্রতিষ্ঠানের সাথে সিসিটিভির মাধ্যমে বিভিন্ন প্রতিষ্ঠানের সাথে আমরা পরিচিত হয়েছি।
রহিম ভাই, অনেক ধন্যবাদ, অনেক অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ যে আপনি আপনার কাহিনীগুলো বলেছেন। ডেফিনেটলি আপনাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। আপনি আমাদের সাথে থাকবেন, যদি আমার যদি কখনো কোনো প্রশ্ন আসে, কোয়েরিজ আসে, আমি আপনার কাছে আসবো। Dear my participants all over the world, I'm seeing that many my respected participants have joined through the HOVA platform as well as this Zoom link. Mr. Rahim, he is a farmer living in one of the coastal village called Chorpodda. Podda village is located around 340 kilometers from this capital, Dhaka. It's the southernmost part of Bangladesh. I know that that place is actually to its right, there is a river called Boleshwar, and another part there is a river called Bishkhali, and both together has just fallen down to this Bay of Bengal to the south. Rahim Bhai was talking about that they have experienced in this cyclone Sidor, it's like a category 3 to 4 in 2007, cyclone Ayla. Even 2 years ago, they have been experienced with the cyclone Amphan. So every year, they have the cyclones from this one of the prominent birthplace, Bay of Bengal. So they have experienced cyclone every year, and definitely it's a severe. They have issues of the salinity intrusion, issues of the rupture of the embankment, as well as the erosion of this river. However, before 10 years ago, they actually have one crop that is called amon. It's an rice variety amon. During this monsoon, it is cultivated just with the water of the rainwater. However, rest of the time, the land was quite empty. So, fallow land, actually, they did not cultivate any crops there. But however, after getting this training from several organizations, actually since 2012, CCDB has been working there, and they got the training, and they have converted their fallow land to the 2 crops. So they have several saline variety of the crops. For example, he was mentioning the sunflower pulse, some sunflower pulse, and some other crops he was mentioning that they are cultivating after getting this training, and they have a very good cropping patterns there. And he mentioning this training has a very good impact in their agriculture practice, agriculture, as well as triggering this life and livelihood. They have got this training from CCDB as well as other organizations, and he is also providing, as I know that Rohim Bhai is also providing trainings as trainers to the others villagers together. So that's a very good example of how the local community has been evolved towards the resilience building. And thank you very much for Gobeshona platform and Dr. Alimulhaq to provide bringing this voice in these large platforms together. And this is the real example of how the locally led adaptation are taking place in Bangladesh. Now I'm just going to open this some space here. If you have any comments, queries, or any feedbacks on whatever you like to mention, definitely I would open your microphone. Or I would request to Najmul, you can also open microphone. If anyone, please raise your hand and just come forward and talk about any comments of the Climate Center or the training programs or CCDB. So just it's your turn. You can give us feedback and how we can develop and what's the intervention or suggestions you have. And meanwhile, I can check any questions come to my Hova platform. One question actually I got in the Hova platform. I assume that this question will go to Ashraf. Ashraf, are you available now?
Yes, I am available.
One question I got, that what thematic areas are covered at Climate Center?
Actually, we are covering different type of theme. Visitors or the trainers can visit about the renewable energy, climate change adaptation, mitigation, water sector, agriculture sector, different type of sector, and we are approaching different type of stakeholders. We develop our learning tools for different type of stakeholders. Like for the children, we develop some interactive learning tools. For the technical staffs, we have more technical learning materials, this type of things.
Okay, Ashraf, thank you very much. I got a question, might be, I have skipped, sorry. Chicken feed asks the questions around yes, 4:42 p.m. Chicken feed. One of our respected participants mentioned that biogas is a big part of capturing methane, the main culprit of carbon dioxide and methane emission. Is it displayed in any way? Yes, chicken feed. Rightly, I can say that yes, it has been. We have a biogas plant, and yes, I have seen Foyz, our head of the climate program. He has mentioned that Climate Center has constructed several biogas plants for human waste, kitchen waste, and agricultural waste together. The center is a model of alternative energy production from all renewable energy sources. I got another one. So in the same time, just 1 minute. So I got another, yes, I got another comments from one of our participants today. That is, yes, Chad Reamer, if I don't mistake to pronunciation your name, please take my sincere apology if I mistakenly pronounce your name. Congratulations to the Climate Center. It is great to see the Capacity Building Center focus on practical solution and focus on people's need. My question is regarding advocacy. You are providing all this knowledge about climate change in mitigation, adaptation, finance, and so on. How does all this would link to climate justice advocacy and influence climate policies, not only a national, but also a global level, for example, to the UNFCCC. Thank you very much, Chadrimar, for your excellent questions, because CCDB is working in the field, but we do the research in the field level. We do the research level in the field level, as well as we bring it to the national level, as well as we bring it to the United Nations Conference party. So, for example, I can give you some information. For example, when the CCDB do this research or something, this information, CCDB with very good advocacy in the hill level. For example, Bangladesh is developing a national adaptation plan, and they have conducted several stakeholder meetings. But CCDB is working for the community-based organization, Community Climate Resilience Center. CCDB has a very prominent community-based organization. So how they are working and their voice, we have tried to bring in the policy brief, and we have discussed with this policy brief to this government and the policymakers. And meanwhile, we have brought all these informations to the plan to the side event in the UNFCCC the last time when the Glasgow, my colleague here, Mr. Foyes and others, we have talked, and we have a very good side event in the UNFCCC level about our works and exactly what we are working there all together. Definitely, we'll have the chance to provide you more this type of information, especially you can find it in Climate Change portal. My colleague Sanjida is providing this link to your chat box, and definitely we'll be very happy to be connecting in future all together. And now I'm going to more about this, one of the exciting moments for the climate portals together, because Sanjita has already mentioned this climate portal. Now, would you just talk about the climate portal something, and then I can start. Yes, yes, I'm just sharing. Do you see the presentation, please? You see?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to change my role from this moderation to this presentation again, because I also work as a coordinator in climate change program as a capacity building research and advocacy coordinator together along with my colleague, Mr. Nazmul. Here you can see that about this climate portal that actually we are very excited to launch end of this today's session. All together we'll be launching here. When we talk about a common platform virtually, people go to many places. There is a lot of portals to get the information, but how about the community's information, how the people have confronted this climate change along with this community. They have a very good mitigation technologies, adaptation technologies, very good indigenous knowledge they have. There are lots of informations the practitioners, early researchers are seeking all together. So CCDB wanted to construct a virtual platform to connect Bangladesh like-minded organizations who are working for this community and climate change, disaster management, beyond Bangladesh, South Asia, South, North, North, all together to work. So CCDB has a vision for promoting climate portal that actually aims to enable all peoples as well educated, empowered, and activity to deal with climate challenges. And its vision was that the climate knowledge portal targets to promote innovative, sustainable, and pragmatic scientific research on climate change arena and climate technologies for adaptation and mitigation. That's contributing actually the social well-being. And my colleague Sanjita has promoted this link to here. Definitely after the sessions, you'll have the chance, as well as you will be registered yourself as organizations or individuals in this climate portal. This is our whole team actually who are working behind this one. Me along with my whole teams are working for this developing portal. Exactly what this portal would provide. This interactive online portal actually for the sharing, exchanging, and disseminating climate-related data and tools. We believe and trust that this hub would be a platform for access to national, regional, and global data altogether. Sometimes we go for several ministries' websites to get this information. So sometimes people just searching this information. This portal has tried to bring all the publicly available information in a common platform with that could be helpful for the researchers, policymakers, practitioners, students, and general people. Couple of unique features we want to bring in front of you, that this portal, CCDB Climate Portal, would be an unique hub to get all necessary national and international climate change related knowledge materials. It is a search engine with advanced filtering option for climate related data, finance, solutions, and resource navigations. We have a small video later on. You'll see that how you can use the filtering, because you have a very wide ranges of filtering so that you can get your exact information from here, and user-friendly common platform for showcasing, demonstrating, and discussions of community-based intervention of all stakeholders. Many organizations are working also together in the coastal belt, but sometimes we need very good, they have a very good case studies, but how many we know, how much we know about their case studies. Just last week, I visited in the coastal area in Borguna. I found very good adaptation technologies, but people are talking, they are not so much able to implement this one due to some social problems in there. That could be a very good case study. So NGOs can provide these case studies to this portal, their informations all together. That could be helpful for the other organizations who are working for the shape of the well-being of the community people. You can engage yourself in the discussion forum. For example, when this Gobeshona platform is working here, that portal is also discussing about that, how the Gobeshona platform can bring the local community all together, this type of platform in such a way. So several ways you can use that platform, and that is not the final one. That is your platform, your portal. So you can enrich all yourself with your information, your reports, your story, your blog writings, and those would be definitely publicly available. And just I want to show my colleague Nazmul has prepared a small video for your convenience. Nazmul, শুনতে পাচ্ছ তোমরা? ও, শুনতে পাচ্ছ? দেখ। শোনা যাচ্ছে? Just 1 minute. I have a small issues. Yes, just one second, please. So it would be helpful.
The primary objective to CCDB Climate Portal. It is an interactive climate change knowledge platform which allows open access to most of its areas for all users. The primary objective of the portal is to provide a searchable database for climate resources which focus on community-level action. Without signing up, a general visitor can navigate this portal and download useful information. Simply check the thematic area menu to search what you are looking for. Our 4 main thematic areas are Data Navigator, Finance Navigator, Solution Navigator, and Resource Navigator. Inside the Data Navigator section, the user will get 5 tabs: Data, Images, Map, Presentation, and Videos. The Finance Navigator section is the electronic database of all available funding sources. Fundraisers can search based on eligibility, regional, sectoral, and sources of funding. The Solution Navigator section is focusing on best practices and proven resilience-building solutions. And the Resource Navigator section is the database for all other types of climate change publications. Some of you are saying, wow, how can I contribute to this knowledge hub? Click on the Join Us button, become our member. Membership is free. As a member, you are expected to endorse our vision and mission statements. Don't forget to update your profile with images and basic information. Here you go. This account is ready for uploading knowledge materials to the portal. Now, select the type of content you want to upload to the portal and follow the upload form and submit. Members can upload information and write blogs. They can also register for e-learning, to attend online courses or webinars, and participate in the discussion forum. Organization can also become a member or a partner to the Climate Portal. Institutional members have the privilege to contribute to shaping the further development of the Climate Portal. Organizational partners provide financial support, fill the knowledge gaps, and give advices. Your logo will be visible in the partners area. Get to know what event is happening when and where. Individual working on climate change should consider viewing our event page while booking their diary. We also organize related news in 3 sections: Global News, Partners News, and CCDB News. If you have any query, our messenger service is live to provide answers to your questions. All the contents in this portal can be found easily using the advanced search option. You can search by typing keywords or publisher information. Or you search by clicking the filtering option. You can filter knowledge materials by regions, ecosystems, thematic topics, and languages. Whenever you would like to share an interesting post, these social media widgets will help you instant sharing. Your valuable feedback is always helpful for our developer. Feel free to vote for or against any knowledge contents with a single click. To write a message, use the Get Connected form from the Contact Us menu. Click on Donate Now to help a climate victim. Visit us, join us, learn how CCDB is confronting climate change in Bangladesh. CCDB Climate Portal. Let's act together on climate change.
Thank you very much for all of your time to read us about this one. Definitely, Sanjita has already has given this information just to your chat box. Definitely, some questions I got that where they will get this information about the training or events of the CCDB and center. Definitely, you will also get this information from this climateportal.ccdbbd.org. We have a good filter. Actually, we told that good filter systems we have, but this could be enriched by all of you. This is not final something like that. We have a lots of limitation. We have a lots of flaws, but definitely when it is all of ours, so definitely responsibility is all of ours all together. And we believe that all of my respected participants all over the world who are listening to us, this is your portal. You can enrich, you can provide, share your information, your experience to us. So that could be very good learning for us. Same times our community will share with all of you. If you have any queries or comments, so I'll be so happy. Definitely, I have already got some questions that definitely I'll ask with Najmul, but definitely I want to request all of you together to inaugurate this one. I didn't bring a single person who can inaugurate like a chief guest. No, as I mentioned, it is all of our common platform. So we will all tell countdown for the inauguration of CCDB Climate Portal. Please count down. 9, 8, 7, 6. Is it 6? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and 0.
Go.
Yes, please keep us in all of your best wishes. And definitely the portal is ccdbclimateportal.ccdbbd.org is now officially launched from Bangladesh here, and as well as all our international partners who are along with us. Definitely thank you very much, because prior to opening this one, many of the organizations all over the world, they have suggested, has given their very nice feedbacks, comments all together. But definitely, again, I want to mention, this is your website altogether, and definitely all we together will enrich this website. If it is more questions or something like that, yes, Nazmul, I got something, yes, from the Christine. Are you going to promote workshops, trainings by participating of the previous Bid for the World climate change workshops on the portals as well? Christine, might be, I'm not so clear. Let me check. Are you going to promote workshops training by participant of the previous Bid for the World? As I know that we will have a training program along with this, the Bid for the World partners. Alim, would you say something that we have a training events with the Bid for the World partners?
Yes, Hassan, thank you. Yes, we already have a plan to conduct a training with the international bets for the world partners and also the local bet for the world partners, and it will be announced through this portal. You is already we launched the program portal here, so everything we will get regarding the training from this portal, and of course you can directly message to me so that I can share with more information regarding this issues. Thank you.
Great, Alim. I have found a raised hand from my Thomas. Thomas, please.
Well, if I got the question right, the question is whether you or whether other organizations who partner with you in that knowledge portal can then promote their trainings in their regions, for example, in Myanmar also via the portal. And I guess that is easily possible. It will then just appear under event or news or something like that, right?
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas, for your answer. Nazmul, I have one more questions from this platform that how the general people can use the portal.
Well, general people can easily download information without signing up, and if they sign up, they got the opportunity to upload information and participate the forum and upload. We have I have already told that in the video I've shown that we have 4 thematic areas. So our main area is community-based resilience, climate resilience. So if you have information, picture, research-based data, or any other resources which goes with our thematic area, your information will be published. Once you upload, your information will be published. Okay, I think this is what you wanted to know, right?
Thank you, Najmul. Yes, I will keep this answer to the SOMA platform as well. If any comments or any queries, take my sincere apology. I have 7 minutes out of this time here because we have some difficulties in starting here. However, it's a very part of the life, especially virtual world. Definitely, we believe that when the pandemic will overcome, all of you, my respected participants, will come to Bangladesh and visit this climate center. And however, you can start the browse our portal and enrich from your expertise, your thinking, your blog writings, your information all together. We'll be so happy. Any more questions, comments, or queries? I didn't find more questions in the SOBA. Otherwise, I have to wrap up of this today's sessions. Any comments or queries? You can raise your hand. Okay, thank you very much, because I have seen, thank you very much, all well-wishing from all over the world for this inauguration. We have got huge congratulations from all of our friends all over the world. Thank you very much. Alim, would you say something?
I just want to, in the last times, I just want to share one thing that, yes, I forgot to share with you that our CCDB capacity building program, we have conducted so many training for the community people and also for the professionals. Just to inform you that we have the opportunity for a scholarship. So if anyone wants to join, he can freely share his information with us. And end of this year, we are very soon going to organize a hands-on training on adaptation issues. Hopefully after the Ramadan of this month. So interested participant can share. Sorry for the interrupt. Hassan bhai, please.
So thank you very much. It's a very nice information to all of my respected participants. Dear my participants all over the world who have joined to this session.
Rohim may want to say something. Rohim may want to say something.
Okay, definitely. Rohim bhai wants to say something from 340 kilometers from Dhaka. Rohim bhai, please.
আমি একটু বলতে চাই যে আমাদের এই যে দুর্যোগ এলাকা আমরা যে বসবাস করি, আসলে ট্রেনিং পেয়ে আমি উপকৃত হয়েছি। আমার সাথে সাথে আমার দেখা দেখি আরো কিছু মানুষ হয়েছে। আসলে 100% সকল মানুষ কিন্তু এরকম ট্রেনিং পায় নাই। যে এই ট্রেনিং পেয়ে ট্রেনিং তো অব্যাহত থাকে, ট্রেনিং চলমান থাকলে সকল মানুষ আসলে তাদের জ্ঞান বৃদ্ধি হবে এবং কাজের জন্য আগ্রহী হবে। আর একটা কথা হলো যে আমাদের এখন যে জমি আমরা 2 ফসলের আওতায় কিছু জমি এনেছি, 3 ফসলও করা যায় আমাদের জমিতে। আমরা ট্রেনিং পেয়ে যতটুকু জ্ঞান অর্জন করেছি তাতে আমার জমি 2 ফসলে তো দূরে 3 ফসলও করা যায়। কিন্তু আসল সমস্যা হলো আমাদের যে মিষ্টি পানি নেই এবং লবণ পানি নদীতে। আমাদের ভিতরে যদি এরকম কোনো ট্রেনিং পাই যে আমাদের লবণ সহনশীল জাত, লবণ পানিতে চাষাবাদ করা যাবে, যে জাতের বীজ আমরা সংগ্রহ করতে পারি, এই বিষয়ে যে ট্রেনিং করতে পারলে আমরা আরো লাভবান হব, আমরা সামনে আগাতে পারবো, আমাদের জীবনের উন্নতি হবে।
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rohima. Thank you very much, because I want to echo the message from Rohim Bhai. Rohim Bhai was talking about that they have cultivated their land for the 2 times in a year, so it can be converted to the 3 times if they get very good trainings altogether. And if they get training, their knowledge would be increased and their ability to the cultivation would be enhanced day by day. And definitely the main problem of this coastal area is their saline water intrusions. They don't have the they don't have the good water for this irrigation. So Rohim Bhai urged that, okay, what is the remedy of this type of problems in the coastal belt? I have to wrap up from here, but I want to thank all over the world, because I found it's more than close to 100 participants all over the world from the Zoom link as well as the HOVA all together. We started a very good vision that Climate Center would be a common hub for the knowledge sharing, not only in Bangladesh, it would be in South Asian and beyond South Asia altogether. And same way that this type of training would definitely enable the people, they are enhancing their knowledge, not only the practitioners, academicians, as well as the community people who are the most victim to this climate vulnerability altogether. Thomas, thank you very much, Thomas, and thank you very much, Dr. Alimulhaq, all together. You have really give us a very good notion. Thank you very much, and thank you very much all of the participants who have joined.